Hello there, this is Cheryl Lentz, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Talking on Tuesday at 2. I've been playing with the Sweet Legendary Ride. Oh my goodness sakes. It is so cool, and the paper is so cool. The dies are so cool. I've been having a lot of fun with it. That's why I was a little late. I was just finishing up one more to show you before I came on, and it's a little fun fold, so we're going to go about giving you the information on how to do that little fun fold. It's a step card, so very easy. So welcome, whether you're joining me now, you're joining me later. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let me know where you're watching from. That's always a lot of fun to kind of map out where everybody is. We are expecting tons and tons of snow in a couple of days here. So just kind of crazy. So you know what? We may just be like locked into just stamping for a couple of days, which, you know, wouldn't be too bad because we have all this new stuff here. So I'm going to turn the camera around. I'll show you the set and the cards that I made, and then we're gonna make one of those cards. So it's completely different than the two I made as far as what papers I'm using and all that good stuff. So we'll be starting it doing a complete card from start to finish. So here we go. I'm going to turn this around. I'm sure some of you are out shopping or getting ready for Christmas. I was doing a bunch of Christmas cards that were left over here. That's what I was doing earlier. I've been doing for a couple of days here. So it's like, well, there we go. Kind of get a little bit crazy trying to finish up everything, and then everybody's coming here for Christmas Eve, so that'll be fun. So here is the Legendary Ride, and then it has these great dies. Here we go. And the paper is phenomenal. Everything about it is phenomenal. But I'll show you some. I wanted to use some of these dies before I came on just to kind of see what they all did. So here is the first card that I made. It's just a little step card. See that? So it closes up and goes into a regular envelope, but it will sit nicely on your desk. Ta-da. And then I did put something on the back so you can sign it. So after I did this one, I thought I really should have, because we have the embossed paper, that's so cool, I should have embossed maybe the verse and the bike. I did put some of the cool accents on the bike, so and then have that background. So here's the fold, kind of a fun fold. And so anyhow, so this was the first one. I have to turn off my heater, I'm warm now. And then this is the second one that I just finished, literally just finished. So this one, you can take you take this detailed die here, and that's all the silver. And then you take the silver, use the silver for your wheels. There you go. And then this this solid piece here is the black piece, like the seat and you know, kind of going behind there. So that's that. And then these are the fenders. So I added the orange on because I wanted it to match my background. And then I used one of the verses there, and I used our rectangular postage stamp. And then I just I cut it out around it. So ta-da. And then right on, it's your birthday. So there it is. Ta-da. Kind of fun. But yeah, this is like so detailed. I don't know if you can see this, but there's like indentations, and then you just glue that black piece behind the silver, and the little wheels you glue on. It's like playing, it's paper dolls. It's a little like playing paper dolls, but so much fun. So I loved the paper, and yeah, it was kind of cool. And then I just attached it with dimensionals behind this solid piece. So I have the verse and that attached with dimensionals. So ta-da. So those are the two I did, but then some of the paper has that I wanted to use has soft suede in it. So like this one here. I mean, it has the, on the back side, you have all the embossed areas, but I like this, and I thought this was totally cool too, to go with it. So I decided I was going to do one with this, and then we'll see what I put on it. I'm not sure, but I think these are the two with a base of soft suede. So let's cut this. So I'm going to show you how I made, I maybe should make this a little bit not so big. Well, there, I think you can still see it. Okay. So the base of the card is kind of interesting, right? So it is, let me throw that stuff away right here. So I have 4 1/4 by 11. Okay. You're going to score it at 6 1/2 inches all the way across. That's the lighter color is the score blade. So 6 1/2 inches all the way across. And then you're going to score it again at 5 1/2. But it's not going to go all the way across. It's going to go an inch in on both sides. So this is 4 1/4. So I'm going to turn this to, I don't know if I can do this. Whoops. 3 1/4. There we go. Sorry. There. So I have it 3 1/4 to 1 inch. And I'm just looking at my papers there. Okay. So now I have it scored. There we go. So it's 1 inch from either side that you want in. And then I'm going to score it at 1 inch. And I'm going to go 1 inch in. So this is 4 1/4. So again, I have to go to 3 1/4. If I can see it here. 3 1/4 without getting in your way. And 1. So there we go. Okay. And then I'm going to go 2 inches in on that same, and I'm going to score it exactly the same. So at 1 inch, let's see here, 1 inch in, and then starting at 3 1/4, there we go. All right, so I have my scoring done. Now I get to cut. So I'm going to cut from this 6 1/2 inch score line all the way down to this first 1 inch score line. So I'm just going to put this at 1 inch because that's, so I'm looking at working on the right side, and this time I need the cutting blade. So I'm going to put that down at the 6 1/2 inch where I have a score line right here. Here we go. Let's see. I'm bringing it down to my 1 inch score line. There we go. Ta-da. Same thing on the other side. So I'm setting it at 1 inch. I'm going to this 1 inch mark here where my score line is. And I'm going to score all the way to the 6 1/2 inch line. Ta-da. Okay. So look at how it looks. Let's see here. Can you see that? So I have a score line here and here. Here and here, and then 2 score lines here. It's kind of hard to see. So it's 4 1/4 by 11. You score at 6 1/2, then you score at 5 1/2, but 1 inch from the sides. And then you turn it around, you score at 1 inch, just 1 inch from the side in, and 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. And then it's gonna fold like this. So these are going to go in like that. These are going to go in like that. And this is going to go like this. Ta-da. So it folds just like that. And then it will be, that will hold a, go in a regular standard envelope. 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 this is. So, ta-da. Okay. Now, I am going to decide, I think I'm going to put black in it again. I like to layer up. I like the layers. I think it accents a little bit more. So I'm going to cut all the layers here. There'll be a black layer here, both on the sides, on the front, and in the back. So I'm just going to pull out my black scraps here. For the very back, I need to cut it, I need to cut it 4 1/4 by 4 for the layer. So here's 4 1/4 by 4. That's going to go on the back like that. Okay. And then I need to cut for these two sides. So, well, I can cut for this big one. So the big one here is 4 1/4 by 2. So let's do this. Is this 4 1/4? No, yeah, 4 1/4 by 2. And that's going to go in the center on the front. Right here. Ta-da. 4 1/4 by 2. And then the other sides are 4 1/4, let's see here, 4 1/4 by 3/4. So this is still 4 1/4 by 3/4. That's going to be these long sides. 4 1/4 by 3/4. Because remember, we went in an inch. So I'm just going to lay these out here. There they go. Ta-da. And then this front piece, because this is 4 1/4, it's going to be 3/4 of an inch also, but I'm going to cut off and make it only 4 inches because this is 4 1/4 as it is. So this has to just have a little baby part cut off. Ta-da. There we go. Now I have all my little background pieces cut, my layers cut. All right. So now I thought this smaller print, because this is only a 1/2 inch pattern here. So I thought this smaller print would be best for that. Look at the back side. I know it's hard. It's hard not to use what it is. So I'm going to cut, I'm just going to make a 1/2 inch cut. This one is directional. So when you're using this paper, kind of pay attention to that because it's directional. So I'm going to cut 1/2 inch here. There we go. I need a 1/2 inch going this way because I need it for these sides. A 1/2 inch by 4. So here we go. There's one. It's going to go right like that. 1/2 inch by 4. Just like that. Ta-da, ta-da. And then I'm going to have to cut it the opposite way for this one here because I need another 1/2 inch cut, but I need it going the other direction. So I'm going to do a 1/2 inch cut here. And, whoopsie daisy. And this is 3 3/4. 1/2 inch by 3 3/4. There. And that's going to go right across here. Ta-da! There we go. Okay. Now I have that cut. And, let's see, I can put it over here. Now, for this piece, I thought I would use this, which I know it's going to cut a lot off, but that's okay. Because this is only, it is a 1 1/2 inch cut, or it's 1 3/4, I guess. Yeah, 1 3/4. So I'm going to put it like this because I want this vest in here. So I'm going to do 1 3/4. There we go. And it's 1 3/4 by 4. So let's do this by 4. Here we go. Okay. 1 3/4 by 4. Thought it was a person, but it's the dog coming down. They're getting hungry. Okay, and this is going to go right like that. Ta-da. So there I have the basic layout. Now, this goes with vanilla, so I'm going to cut a piece for the back out of vanilla. So I have lots of scrap paper here. So I need to cut it. I need to cut this. Oh, that's heavy. That's not for this. Find a piece of scrap. Okay, I need to cut this 4 by 3 3/4. So 4 by 3 3/4, and that's going to be the back, so you can sign it. That's going to go on the back of the card like that. Okay, Now we have to decide what we want to put on the card as far as stamping. That's the most important part, right? That's kind of fun. All right, so here is that. So if I stamp my, I haven't stamped the big bike, but I think that's what I'll do. I'll stamp the big bike in black, I believe. Here, let's take this out. See if it fits on this block. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to use vanilla. Is this big enough? Yes, it is. Okay, cool beans. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to just ink this up really good with Memento. There. And stamp it right here. Give it a good push. There we go. Ta-da. So there's my bike that's going to go on. And then I have to decide which verse. I really like that Ride On, It's Your Birthday. I think that's kind of cool. And it sort of has a curve, so I'll show you what I did before. I did fussy cut it just because that's so easy to do. So when I'm fussy cutting, I'm going to try to get this down in the corner so I don't have to cut as much. Ta-da, there. Let's put that over there. And then I'm just going to mimic the edges, the sides here. It's not so much to cut out. So, and then this has a nice little curve. So I'm just cutting around that curve. And then, come on, make it look nice. Okay. And then what I do is I take a piece of scrap black cardstock here, and I'm just going to glue this on. I'm going to glue it on in the corner, so I only have to cut like 2 sides of it, and then it'll have a perfect layering. So here we go. Come on. I just opened this glue, so it should work. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that like that. Ta-da. Press it down. Have a nice layering here. There. And then I'm just going to follow this right around. Ta-da. And if it's not perfect, it's okay. It's a hand-stamped card. It's cool. All right. So there's that. This will be popped up over here. And then my bike, I'm going to cut out. So I have my Mighty Mini here. My Mighty Mini machine. Move that over a little bit. Here's my Mighty Mini. So I have plate number 1, plate number 2. Somewhere, there we go. Here's my bike. And look at this. So we have a die cut for this big one. And so I haven't done this one. I haven't played with this particular one yet. Just want to make sure I get it lined up correctly. Okay. And then here's my plate number 2 again. There we go. And we're just going to run it through there. There we go. I have a mess here. There we go. Perfect. Ta-da. So here's my die. I'm going to put that back. That didn't take much paper. Kind of cool. So let's start gluing this together. And then we'll see if we want to do some other accents or cut out, or how we're gonna pop it up on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue all these little pieces together, making sure I keep track of the right direction. Here we go. And this is all that shiny stuff on the back, so it'll move around a little bit. Where it's embossed, it doesn't absorb the glue. So you have a little bit of wiggle time. There we go. I love this set. I just think it's so cool. I know a while back we had a motorcycle one. I love that one too. It's nice to have, it's not just a man set. Because I like it too. Because I had Peter worked at Harley for a couple of years, so I was lucky enough to own a bike for about 15 minutes. I was always afraid to ride by myself, but I would go with Peter, and we had so much fun. One time we went out with a group of people I worked with. That was a riot. I felt much braver. There were other women riding. There we go. Let's put this on here. All right, here's the back side, the checkered flag. Seems a shame to cover that up, but it looks cool on this side too, so there you go. And I think these you could fussy cut out too if you wanted to do something like that. They're big enough. You could fussy cut it out. You could color them in different colors. Okay, so this one is going to go right in front. Making sure my 46 is up. Is that Highway 46, right? It's easier if you open this up flat and put your layers on here. There we go. Ta-da. All right. Side to side. Then I have to get back to working. Working on all my Christmas stuff. I'm clearing out my stamping area. We only do that a couple times a year. Otherwise, it's strictly just for stamping. But when I have my whole family here, there's quite a few people. So there'll be like 18 people here Christmas Eve, which isn't all that many. But it's a lot of activity going on. All right, and then this piece here. Ta-da. I'm actually doing some cooking. Some. I did order some things. But I'm doing some cooking too, so there. Okay. So now that's going to look like that. All right, and then the big decision is, how do you want to put this on? I'm half tempted to kind of trim it out in some, to put it on an angle. I like the idea of it being on an angle. And I'm half tempted, like you're popping a wheelie, to maybe brush it down with some soft suede along the edges. And then this one's going to go right up here, and that will pop up too. And that is like the perfect 2-inch width, so it goes pretty good. I think I'm going to kind of brush the edges a little bit with some soft suede, just so it's not so bright. Let's see if I have a soft suede in here. Oh, come on. Smoky slate. Copper. That's not even... Okay, I guess I will get one. It must be out in a bucket. So, do I have some other ones here? Of course not. Well, when all else fails, and I can't find my... Oh, here's one. Here's one. Here's one we can use. Okay, so my soft suede behind the water bottle. I probably should have done around there too, but too late. I'm just going to accent the bike. And I just wanted a little bit like that, just to dirty it up a smidgen here. It kind of makes it stand out a bit more, especially when it's going across another part of vanilla here. There. And I'm going to go a little bit in the center here. There we go. Ta-da. There. Okay. That's going to go like that. So I dirtied it up a little bit. I should have done this one. Let's see if I can. I'm just going to flick the edges. It doesn't matter on the black because you won't see it anyhow, but we're going to just dirty it up just a smidgen so it's not so bright vanilla. You've been out on the road collecting dust there. And just to make the back the same before I even stamp it, I'm just going to do the edges here too. I like doing that. Just adding a little bit more interest and texture to it here. There we go. Ta-da. Ta-da, ta-da. And I'm going to go with, let's see, that's going to go on like this. And I think we'll just go, so it's right on, it's your birthday. I think this one's cool. You are legendary. That's cool. There we go. Ta-da. Okay. So let's glue this together. We'll put our bike on and our verse on and we're all done. This is a great set, y'all. Even if you don't have a bike, it's like one of those dream things. Maybe not everybody. We did. I dreamed. That was one of the coolest things I ever did was get my license. I couldn't ride now, I'm sure, but my driver's license says I can. Not that I would feel safe doing it now, but man, it was fun. Let's see here. My wheel is going to be on just a little. I think I'll take a little mini one here. Put one of those on there. Okay. So here's for my bike. Just put some dimensionals on there. Okay, that's going to go on here like that. So this is going to go at an angle a little bit. Ta-da. But popped up. And then we'll put some dimensionals on here. I know you didn't need the one in the middle, but I always use more. I always use more. Okay, so this is going to go like right here. Ta-da. And then we could do some of these. Here's the, we could add the shiny black ones here. They have all these cool different shapes. And I think what we're going to do is take one of these black ones and we're going to put it right in the center here. There. Ta-da. All right. And put this on the back. And it's all done. I tell you, the fun part of doing this is doing the Barbie doll thing. That card with, it's easier to open it up. So the card with all the pieces that you glue together. It was really fun to put together, that one. So here we go. Ta-da. Here's 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Kind of a fun fold step card with that bike. So here's the smaller bike. I really wish I would have embossed those with clear embossing. I think that would have looked better. And then the other thing is you could do all this and then you could color in part of it. Like color in the background a little bit would be kind of fun. This one uses the bigger pattern in the back. Let's see here. This is what that pattern looks like. Ta-da. So I think that this bike may possibly cut out here. Oops, nope, not that way, this one. So one of these you can cut out with your dies. matches up too, so, which is always fun. It's always a bonus. So there we go. That's it. That's what I have for you today. I'm not sure what I'll bring tomorrow, but I thought this was sort of fun. I just started playing with it like around noon. This is the most fun. Putting it all together is really cool. All right, I'm going to turn the camera around because the natives are getting restless here and they want to eat. So here we go. Turn the camera around. Oops, turn it. Okay. See, there's the cat. There's Cat waiting for her food. The dog's down by my feet. She's down behind me. There's the dog. Everybody's waiting to eat lunch, dinner, I guess it is. So thank you very much. I will be back tomorrow for Winging It on Wednesday, and we'll do some more playing. I'm not sure what set I'll be using. I hope y'all are having a good day. Have a good evening, and preparing for this special day for Christmas. All right, take care. Bye-bye.